Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. I have been very busy. First of all, we've been overhauling my scrap room in a very small way. And as you can see, I've put down, this is just some vinyl shelf paper, just because I was sick of looking at all the ink stains and stuff. So far, it's been about 3 weeks, I think, and I love it. It's so easy to clean, and you can't probably see this on camera right now, but there's a lot of glue stains on here, and yeah, I don't feel the need to be constantly fussing with it, so bonus. I also wanted to come on and show you some of the things I've been hauling. I had no idea Amazon Haul was actually a part of their website. So when I discovered that, I went a little crazy. These were not what I bought from there, but this is what I bought from there. So I bought some fabric swatches because, as many of you have probably noticed, I'm kind of moving into the zone of junk journaling, and I just liked these vintage looking patterns. These ones I bought and I'm not as happy with. They're a little too bright colored for me, but I might tea dye them and see how they look. Some of them are fine, but some of the more loud prints like this one and this one, I'll probably end up tea dyeing just because they don't really go with the way I craft as much anymore. So these were from Amazon Haul. Move those to the side. And then I also bought some other goodies. These were just vintage paper not vintage paper, like mulberry paper. If any of you've been crafting for any amount of time, this was like the rage back in the day. And now that I see them, I feel like I want to try making these for myself, because I thought these were much bigger, but that's okay. So I got the green pack, which you can kind of see there. And then I also got the beige pack, which I have not opened yet. Yeah, there we go. This one says it's Gray Whispers. So it's kind of beiges and grays. So perfect. I also bought this little lace. Again, I thought it was wider, but that's okay. I can tea dye this, and I'm sure it'll go a little bit more with the way I tend to do things now. I bought some waxed thread and some needles for binding. I think this, yeah, wax thread. So white and khaki. I've never used wax thread before, but I wanted to give it a go. So there we go. I bought these little beads because I have a plan for like an ocean themed journal. I've been watching a lot of Sasibo's videos, and I just like a lot of her free printables. I'll put a link down in the description box down below to her website, but she's got some beautiful free printables. So I got this to go with the nautical journal. I also bought 2 each of these, so I won't open the whole thing, but it's basically papers like the ones I've already received from some friends in my Scrappy group. And I really like them for collaging and for making masterboards and like tags and all kinds of wonderful things. So I thought these were a good pick. And they've actually got some really cool like vellum on them. So I got 2 of those. I've been collecting some napkins, and I'll show you why in a minute. I can't remember where I put them, but these are just dollar store napkins. And they're the ones that have like the 4 different quadrants, but they're repeated. So this is a quadrant, 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 quadrant. So I'm on the hunt for some full-size napkins. These are also from the dollar store, and these are beautiful. I used these in one of my crafty projects not very long ago. Love the flower ones. And then I found these at HomeSense. And I haven't opened them yet, so I guess. And these are like probably going to be full size. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay, so these ones would be more like the full page style. Like, that's gorgeous. So I've been hauling some different things as my crafting needs are changing. And now I'll show you some of the stuff I've been up to. So one of the challenges for my little Facebook group that I'm part of, the Canadian Facebook group, is to make some card backgrounds using scraps. And any of you who've been on my channel for any amount of time know that this is one of my favorite ways to use up strips. And then I just made some different backgrounds. And then this one I embossed. Whoops. It's a great way to use up cheap cardstock, copy paper even, if you want to do something on the back. And then I also did some circles, more strips. I really liked these colors together. These were just some random scraps from dollar store, I think. And I thrifted this, and I just liked the colors together. So I thought I'd almost do like a paint chip kind of situation. I've got to cut them down a little bit more, but so I used a lot of scraps. This one I probably will turn into tags just because the size of it's a bit odd. And then watching one of Sasibo's videos, she just did some, what'd you call them? Mosaics. And this was, again, just using random scraps from my stash and a 1-inch square punch. And I liked it so much, I ended up getting a few more square punches that I'll be playing with. These were just Amazon, but so now I've got like a 1-inch, a 1/2 inch, a 1 1/4 inch, and I believe that one's a 2-inch, or maybe a 1 3/4 inch punch. But it's nice to have the options, especially if I want to keep doing this. It's a great way to use up scraps, and as you can see, a little bit goes a really long way. So that's my scrap busting that I've been doing. And coming back to the journaling side of things, I made this little journal yesterday, and it's not, the signatures aren't bound in or anything yet, but it was just a teeny tiny little book that I found when I was thrifting, that I covered with some brown paper, as you can see here. It's brown packing paper. And then I covered the rest of it with that napkin that I used in my crafting not that long ago. And then that's one of the little circles from the from this little pack here. And a fussy cut, and this was, I don't know what this was, maybe sari silk? I don't know. Beautiful. And it was hand dyed by one of the girls in my craft group. And then I just rummaged through and grabbed some random scrappy bits to throw into the signatures. Sorry if you can hear some noise in the background. The doggies are having a wrestle and the dishwasher's going. And then this is what I'm really excited about. So I decided I'm going to make a bee-themed journal because I have a lot of papers that are kind of in this yellowy orange color family. So I basically just took a cereal box and covered it. These aren't bound in yet either. Took a cereal box, covered it with some upholstery fabric that I thrifted. I set some eyelets and then these little charm hanger. And then I also have these little copper corner protectors. So I put those on. And this beautiful yellow ribbon that I got at Michael's. And then the plan is just to bind in some kind of random papers from my stash. I may or may not do some jelly printing on some of the plain ones, like the yellow, because it's kind of, this one, it's kind of loud. This is just Michael's 8.5 by 11 size paper, so pretty bright colors. But yeah, I've been trying to go through my stuff and really be more intentional about what I'm buying, because my stash is getting quite big. So there we go. That's kind of what I've been up to. I also bought a brand new Canon, I'm going to turn around to look at it. It's a Canon Megatank printer. My old HP Envy printer finally kicked the bucket. So I invested in a fancier printer because, as I said, my crafting needs are changing. I will just grab my kit that I want to use. Can't find it. I'll pause you and I'll grab it and I'll be back. So this is one of the free printables from Sasebo's website. As I said, I'll put the link down below. These are just some vintage postcards that I scanned. Really happy with the quality. This new printer is awesome. And then because I had my new printer, I also bought a junk journal kit. I can't remember where this is from. I'll link it down below, but it's like vintage beekeeping, I think it was called. And I just printed them on copy paper because I plan on backing them on something. But yeah, this will be the ephemera that goes in the journal because I didn't really have a whole lot of ephemera to work with. Yeah. And then this is just some scraps and stuff that I want to throw in here. So I've been a busy bee. But I haven't really been doing a lot of filming lately just because my craft room's been so disorganized. So hopefully I've got a couple of other little things I need to organize, and then I should be able to get back into my regular filming schedule. And I'll hopefully have some big junk journal projects coming up that I can share with you very shortly. So that's it for me for today, friends. As always, thanks for coming to hang out with me, and I hope to see you next video. Bye for now.